If you're a new prospective chicken owner and you want to order day-old chicks, a couple things you want to know about that. Now these hens I actually did order as day-old chicks, and I brooded them and raised them from that age, and I didn't incubate the eggs because you can buy chicks. You can buy chicks online for a couple bucks. Most hatcheries will send them to you, just about any breed you want for about $2.50 a piece. Most hatcheries, the one problem is that you have to order at least 25 chickens when you're going to do that. And the reason is they need to be able to keep warm for the transit through the mail. So if you don't want 25 chickens, that's obviously an issue to try and get rid of 20 chickens if you only want 5. Now, there is another company, mypetchicken.com, who will actually send whatever amount of chickens you want, and they send a little heater element. That's who I ordered from. Now when they come in the mail, it's definitely rough on the baby chicks, no doubt about it. They haven't had anything to eat, anything to drink, and they're basically just living off their yolk. So as soon as you get them, you want to get their beaks in the water, make sure they get something to drink, and then after they drink, maybe get them something to eat. The other option is you can go to some of your local farm stores, like Tractor Supply around here. In the early spring, we'll have baby chicks, and you can just pick them out and purchase them, take them right home for $2 or $3 a piece. That's an option too. One thing to know about the farm stores and also the hatcheries is if you get a straight run, that means that they don't know whether it's roosters or hens, and so you'll get a mixture. If you want all hens, you'll get, you go for the all hens, and they will guarantee 90% hens. So 1 out of every 10 will be a rooster. Unless you get a sex-linked breed, which you're talking red star or black star, and then you can be guaranteed that you won't have to deal with any aggressive, angry roosters.
This is my chicken. She lives in the garage. So we're going to talk about water right now. Water is good for her. If you can check the water each morning or night or something, or in the middle of the day. It is important to give her fresh water every day. And here's our food right now. The food that I'm giving her right now is special only for chicks. And I also have this grit that you can mix only a little bit inside this food to help them chew, because they don't have teeth, just beaks. So you can put a little bit inside there. Just sprinkle it on and mix it around. Also, like the water, you can check it and see if it's clean and good. Right now we're talking about the temperature. Right now it is 91 degrees. Probably the best temperature would be 95 degrees. Chicks need a temperature of 95 degrees at the first week of life. The second week, you should adjust their temperature to 90 degrees and 85 the next week until you get to the ambient temperature. At that point, they are ready to be outside.
Now this is a commercial brooder setup. You can certainly build this as a home type system. I mean, you can recreate this with just stuff that you make a tub with pine shavings on the bottom with a heat lamp. That's something that is fairly easy to do. Now the commercial setup has a wire floor, which is nice because you get your manure falls through, and then you can just pull the tray out and for easy cleaning. The bad thing about chicks grown on wire is they don't get used to the cocci in the soil, which can lead to coccidiosis, which is a very, very dangerous disease for young chicks. So I would recommend, if you're going to use wire, to give them a little bit of pine shavings and gradually introduce the soil from the garden. Now the troughs on the side, these are used for water, and you can adjust the windows so that way they can stick their little heads out. And get into the water or the feed. Now we just have one chick in here. Unfortunately, her sisters didn't make it, but So they're not really messing with the feed and water because it's just the one. There's also a heating element. So you want to keep the temperature 95 for the first week, 90 for the second, 85 the third, and then once you get to ambient, you can put them outside. There's also a blue light, which is actually soothing to them and helps to create a little bit more of a stress-free environment. There's also a temperature gauge at the back, which is nice for being able to, and you can access it from the outside. So it's nice for being able to make sure the temperature is not too hot, not too cold. You'll notice if it's too hot, they'll stay far away from the heating element. They'll stay towards the edges. If it's too cold, they'll huddle up, under the heating element. So if it's the right temperature, you'll want it to be a point where they're, exploring the brooder and running around nice and free. Now they're also the tops. At some point, she's already almost to the point where she can jump out, as you just saw. So you also have the cover that goes to the brooder. I've already mentioned coccidiosis, but Marek's disease is a virus which can cause leg paralysis, droopy wings, and even death. Most hatcheries offer vaccination for Marek's disease, which will prevent the paralysis. They'll still actually get it, but they'll be able to recover. Be careful about vaccinations though, because some can certainly counteract the others, and then it can be an issue when you've got medicated feed as well. For young chicks, when you first get them, pasting up or sticky bottoms can be the most serious issue that you're dealing with. And this is usually an issue right away if it's going to be an issue. So pasting is when the droppings will stick to their bottom and harden, sealing off their vent. And this actually can cause death. It can be caused by too much cold or heat or disease or feeding issues. One of the best ways to ensure that you don't have to deal with this is to make sure that they get water immediately when you get them. Make sure that they've got access to good clean water at all times. Make sure that they get plenty of water. So make sure they drink before they eat. And if they do happen to get the sticky bottom, what you can do is you take a warm, wet paper towel, moisten the vent area, and remove the manure. And then you can apply a little bit of Vaseline to stop it from happening again.
I'll show you how we clean out our chicken box, our chicken house, sorry. So right now, see, this sometimes gets a little bit stuck. We have some chains right here that we can hook it onto. This is very helpful. You can hook it up there with the chains. Here, it said watering can right here, but they must have labeled it wrong because this is really a food label. So we have a bucket up here that they can drink from, 2 things of food. Right here, that's the door that they come in and out. This is where they can sit and lay their eggs from. And I'll show you the things right here. We got some chains right here that we can use. So this thing's really squeaky. Yeah, this thing's hard to close. Yeah, that's good. So now we can show you back right here. We use these to keep it down. We got a hook right here that we can hook it from. We can open it here. Here's the chicken box we can get the eggs in. Right now, we painted some here to show where they are. So that's our chicken where we can get the eggs. That's the egg box. And we also have lever rooftops right here. It's actually very nice. We made it like this because you know why, so the rain can just go down. That's how he made it. I painted most of it, and that's how we clean it out, and those are our boxes that we get to clean out the chicken coop. I'm gonna tell you about how we made the runway here. Right now we use these white pipes, and we put wire on it, and we also gave them area where there's a a lot of some grass that they can eat. And also you can give them a lot of food like the one up there. And our chicken house we made here, we used it with thin or thick wood, I think thick wood. And we made like a little coop right here that they can lay their eggs in. Right now they are not ready to lay their eggs yet. Right now they're probably a little bit bigger, a little bit younger than the grown-ups. And we also have a supply door right here. I'll show you. We have a wooden door right here that you can slide up and down. Right now it's down, you can slide it up. My dad made this, and then when you pull it up, you can also hook it right there, and then the door will stay open. But then there's a hook here that you can take it off and like pull it down. So there it's open. And that's how we made our chicken coop.